Hi, fourth graders. So if you have not yet watched the first read aloud for Number the Stars, Chapter 1, you need to go back and do that before you listen to this Lesson 1 that goes along with that. If you have already watched it, then you're in the right spot. Today, after you watch this lesson, you're going to be reading the first assigned part from your book club book that you can find on your bright orange schedule in your learning packet. So you're not reading the whole book this week, you're just reading this one small assigned part from your schedule. You will also be reading some more on Thursday and doing an assignment that day. And then on Friday, you're going to be meeting with your teacher and your assigned book club from your class to talk about the work that you've done this week and what you have written or responded to so far from your book. So today, what you're going to be thinking about while you start your lesson is this right here. So when you first start a book, you are trying to fit the pieces of it together. So the author gives you a lot of information in the beginning of the book. Today you're going to be paying attention to who, what, where, when, and why in your book. And we're really going to be focusing on the who, the where, and the when in your book club book. So you should have this page in your learning packet from day 1. The first question it asks is where and when did your book take place? So in order to think about this, you're going to either need to go back in your book and look after you have read, or you're going to be thinking about this while you start reading today, which is totally fine, and you can respond while you're reading. So the first question here is where and when does your book take place? So some of your books will have dates in them. Number of the Stars doesn't, but we did learn when we were reading that the book takes place in Copenhagen, and I explained that that's in Denmark. And then we also just know that it's taking place during World War II. So you don't have to know the exact date. If your book does have a year in it, you can use that. But if you know what kind of events are happening around it, that is fine too. So here is my typed response for the book Number the Stars. So where and when does your book take place? I said the book Number the Stars takes place in Copenhagen, Denmark during World War II. So realize I wrote this in a complete sentence. I include the where and a little bit of the when. If you have the year, make sure to include that as well. And then the next question that it's asking is, who are the characters in your book? So if we go back to our Number the Stars book, we will remember that in chapter 1 we were introduced to Ellen and Anne-Marie. Those are going to be our main characters. So I'm going to take notes on what I'm learning about them. I'm also learning about Kirsty, so I would also take notes on her. And we're going to do those using boxes and bullets. So as I'm going back through here, I'm looking for anything that I'm learning about Anne-Marie and Ellen. And I see, oh, right here it says Ellen, it's talking about Ellen. It says she was a stocky 10-year-old. And then it talks about Anne-Marie, she's lanky, which means she's really tall and skinny, right? It sounds like Anne-Marie is pretty athletic because she's the one that's saying, let's go. I'm going to practice for my athletic meet. I want to run. And Ellen doesn't seem as excited to do that. I'm also noticing that Kirsty, remember Kirsty's the little sister, so that's a note that I'll make, is wanting the girls to wait for her. She's doing a little bit of whining. It seems like she really wants to fit in. She also, when she was talking to the German soldier down here, I remember she was not afraid of them. And so, okay, here's my little sister. She reached for Kirsty's hand, but Kirsty was always stubborn and put her hands on her hips defiantly. So Kirsty's stubborn. She's not afraid of the soldier. She seems a little bit more brave and maybe just stubborn. So she says don't when the soldier reaches for her hand. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take those notes in boxes and bullets format. Okay, so here I have typed out the notes that we just talked about for Anne-Marie, Ellen, and Kirsty. So realize I have the boxes with their names in it, and then I have the bullets below talking about the things that I noticed while I was reading. So I realized that Anne-Marie was lanky, athletic, likes to run, has silvery blonde hair, and is best friends with Ellen. Ellen is stocky, doesn't like to run, has brown hair, and is best friends with Anne-Marie. And then Kirsty is Anne-Marie's little sister. She whines and wants to hang out with the older girls, and she seems brave or stubborn when talking to the soldiers. And then as you continue to read the chapter, you would just add more notes to it as you go. So this is what you're going to be doing with your own book today as you are learning about the where and when and the characters in your book. So what I want you to remember is that every time you start a new book, Those are the things that the author is going to be teaching you, the who, what, when, where, and the why, and that those are the things that you really need to be paying close attention to. So now that you are finished with our first reading lesson video, you're going to go read your chapter book and then fill out this page on your own in your packet. And good luck, and we are excited to see you guys and meet in our first book clubs on Friday.